everybody. Welcome to RV Afterlife. We are Roger and Delana.
Heidi ho!
And before I tell you where we're at, I have a favor to ask. I never ask for comments and subscribe and all that stuff, but if you would just pay attention to today's video. We are trying out some microphones for the first time, and we've been talking about the fuzzy thing. And for the first time, well, almost 3 years that we actually have microphones. So I'm excited that hopefully the wind noise that is always the nemesis will be a thing of the past. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a little feedback on what you think. So we are... What's that?
If possible.
If possible.
We always had a problem with comments.
Well, we had problem with comments for a while because we didn't know that you couldn't you couldn't say it was for kids. So anyway, long story short,
YouTube being YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are in Kentucky. We have passed through Louisville for years and always said we wanted to stop, but we never have. So I am a horse enthusiast and Roger is a bourbon enthusiast. So this is a great place to spend a few days. And we are in a campground in Bardstown, Kentucky, and it's considered the bourbon capital of the world. So it was a good fit. We're going to do a couple things in town. We usually, when we go someplace, pick out 2 or 3 things and try not to wear ourselves out and remind ourselves that we're... What?
Remind ourselves that we're old.
Well, old might be part of it, but we're not on vacation. This is just our life. So you can come along and hopefully we'll be able to share a few things with you and give you a little idea of what this area of Kentucky is about. Unfortunately, there must be a good learning curve with the microphones because it was total fail. I ended up with no audio of the boat trip, or most of the boat trip anyway. So I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about this boat. It's called the Belle of Louisville, and it was built in 1914. It's an authentic steamboat from the Great American Steamboat era. It is a National Historic Landmark now, and kind of the icon of the Louisville waterfront. This dance floor downstairs, they had a live band playing, and it was quite lively. The party atmosphere was on this level, and the people that just wanted a quiet cruise were on the upper level. They do now have a second boat in Louisville. It's called Mary M. Miller. It's actually a, what is it called? A propeller-driven riverboat. Too cold up on the front of the boat, so we started to go downstairs and we came across this black column that's quite warm. So we just
it's got to be a smokestack.
It's a smokestack, but it's
warm,
cozy, and so now we can stay outside. The riverfront was pretty. They've got one very large park right off of the cityscape, so that would be worth going back and exploring a little bit. The sunset really didn't happen over the river, so it was kind of just off to one side, but it was still very enjoyable riverboat cruise. In years past, when we've gone over the bridges in Louisville, all 3 of them were lit up in the past, but now this one is a walking path, and it's the only one that has lights on it over the river. Of course, coming back into the dock, the riverfront was very lit up. It felt safe in and out of the boat. Parking is not real close, so handicap may be a little concerned about that, but it was definitely worth doing again. The Heaven Hill Distillery has been in operation as a family-run business by the 5 Shapiro brothers since 1935. They have built this business from the ground up. The rick houses that you see here on their property are relatively new. They had a devastating fire in November of 1996, and so millions of barrels of whiskey were lost. But they have built back. This is a view from the second floor of the Welcome Center. You can have cocktails out here on the patio. This is just a very cool lawn ornament. I didn't see anything that said anything about the history of this truck. Here Roger is posing with the 5 Shapiro brothers, and their father was an immigrant from Russia. Roger's one of his favorites is Evan Williams, and so that's one of their flagship brands. There's a very cool history section in the distillery, so even if you're not taking one of their tours, you can really learn a lot about the company as well as the different types of bourbon that they sell. As the sign said, all whiskey is not bourbon, but I'll get it wrong. Forget that phrase. What was it you said? All whiskey.
All whiskeys are not bourbons, but all bourbons are whiskeys.
And the difference is, to be a bourbon, it has to be
At least 51% corn.
simple basics. I'm probably going to forget it again. You can actually smell the bourbons that are charred in the barrels on different floors. Can you smell anything? I have a nose. I probably will be able to. Ooh, I can smell a lot in there. Well, it doesn't burn your nose, but
No.
it smells like wood to me.
Flavor comes from the barrel. Where does the barrel come from? Bourbon barrels start here as white oak trees. Used because of its durability and strength, white oak is also leak tight, perfect to hold bourbon for 5, 10, or even 20 years. It's the selection and preparation of that wood that determines the quality of the barrel. After the white oak is cut down and milled, the wood is dried and seasoned for flavor.
We have any veterans in here too for Memorial Day. Well, thank you for your service. Wheated whiskey, 51% wheat, 37% corn, and 12% malted barley. So the proof on it, 90 proof. When you nose this, you'll get a little bit of the sweetness of the wheat. You do get a little bit of spice with this and a little Kentucky hop.
We were unable to take a tour of the Jim Beam Distillery. There are 11 distilleries in that area, and so this is definitely even just a property worth walking around on. Lots of history there and very fascinating. Unbelievable as it may be, we managed to leave our camera somewhere, and so the rest of this video is just going to be some of our pictures of Churchill Downs, the Kentucky Derby Museum, and hopefully whoever found our camera will watch this someday and reach out to us and let us know that they're going to mail it back to us. If you get a chance to visit Churchill Downs, pay a little extra and go on the tour, because you do get a chance to go out on the track, and it is just exhilarating. There was a race going on that day, and so we got to see a little bit of the race and feel the excitement of the Derby. The museum is very well done, and I just really felt immersed in the history of it. But I think one of the things that was most interesting to me was really to learn a lot about Secretariat. That was known as America's horse, and this horse was born in Virginia in 1970, and went on to become a Triple Crown winner, and of course the first Triple Crown winner who is also a TV star. They've got a whole section on Secretariat and her owners. Here we have a picture of Penny Chenery, who is a second generation horse breeder. She took over her father's farm and went on to be the owner of a Triple Crown winner. Going back to our lost camera, we lost it because we had sat down at the picnic table to film our ending video and then got busy and apparently left it on the picnic table. So we were camping at White's Acres over the Memorial Day weekend of 2023. And seriously, if somebody has found it, reach out to us in the comments and hopefully we can get it back. But if not, we'll probably buy another one down the road. See you at the next location.